Hey everybody, Mike Pfeiffer. Today we're going to, I'm going to do an install video basically for Tundra Dude 34 and all you Tundra guys over there, but for anybody who takes a look at it, of course, on a Flowmaster side exit, which is going to exit right over there in front of the wheel. Flowmaster dual exhaust catback system. I'll show you the box and how it's packed, and then we'll get into installing, uninstalling what's there, and installing it. I know there's a lot of videos out there, but I'm hoping to make one that's a little better quality than some of them. And I don't know if I can accomplish that, but here we go. Okay, so we're probably going to have some traffic noise today. Here's how it is packed. We're going to unpack it and see what we got here real fast. Okay, well that was pretty simple. Obviously we've got the muffler, the long pipe, the short pipe, and the side exhaust, and all the clamps and hardware. And of course the all-important decals if you're into that sort of thing, which I am not. But let's see if we can get this thing installed. It looks pretty easy. We'll see if it's as easy as it looks. By the way, you can see that I've got the right-hand side of the truck up on some stands. And let me show you how we're going to do this and what we're going to use to do it. Okay, I know it's kind of cramped back in there, but there's my 2 horsepower compressor, which I think I turned on last night. I've got a bunch of junk hanging here, but I've got some air hoses hanging here. We're going to use impact wrenches to try and accomplish this, and a little WD-40. I live in New Mexico, so this 2010 probably doesn't have a lot of, well, I know it doesn't have a lot of rust and stuff under it. Some of you may encounter a lot more rust and stuff than I'm going to, but let's get with this. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is take this clamp off right here and try and get this back pipe off, because the muffler's supported right here. At least split the system in half. And there we go. I'm gonna disconnect it from the clamp in the back. I won't bother showing you that. It's pretty self-explanatory. And see if I can get this pipe out of here, and then I'll tell you how I did it. Okay, pipe is out. It's very simple to just pull it off the back clamp once you have it disconnected from the muffler. I will go ahead and remove the rubber back there so I don't lose it somewhere down the road in case I decide to put the existing system back on if I sell the truck or something someday. So that's pretty much getting the pipe out. All I had to do was push the mud flap in a little bit and twist the pipe a little bit. Went right over the top of the axle. Okay, very small shot of WD-40 on these bolts. As you can see, they're not very rusty in this climate for 2010, and some on that one. Now we're going to remove those 4 bolts. The muffler is being supported on both ends. Then I'll go get a jack, remove the muffler, and lower it down. I don't know how heavy it is, but I'm not going to play games. Okay, these bolts here are 14 millimeter. I don't know where my long 14 millimeter is, so we're using a short socket. Back there on that clamp was a 13 millimeter, I believe. No matter, you'll figure it out. I'm gonna have to go get this socket is not 5-sided. I'm gonna have to go get a 5-sided socket before I wind up ruining that bolt. Okay, we're gonna try this again with a breaker bar, get it loose first. Okay, let's move on, try these down here, see if I can get them loose. One. Two. But this guy here, it just don't want to play. Too close to the drive shaft. Okay, we're gonna go get the big guns. Let's try the big guns. Should have done that in the first place. We'll go back to the little guy to keep on going here, maybe. Hopefully I can get these out for you and for me. Put these where they don't they don't roll away down the driveway. Not bad once you get them loose, obviously. As with any bolt, I guess that's a stupid comment, right? Okay, all 4 bolts out of there. Now I'm going to go get something to support the muffler and pop it out of the clamps up here. 2 clamps back here, 1 clamp back on that end. Be right back. Okay, as you can see, I got a jack under what I think is approximately the middle. Pardon me. I'm going to try taking the 2 front ones off first. Let's see what happens. Little shot of WD-40. These clamps will be, these hangers will be reused. And somewhere, oh, my pry bar rolled down the driveway. Hold on. Okay. Let's see if this is going to help me any here. One down. I now have a physical hold on the muffler a little bit, just in case that slides off the jack. And there we go. It's not that heavy. but I don't want to fight it. Little shot of WD, and hopefully I won't knock the camera over. And let's see if we can get this booger off of here. There we go. And off she comes, and she's teetering on the jack. Fortunately, I was a pretty good guess. But let the jack down and get it out of here. Okay, as you all have probably seen in previous videos about this, there's a crush washer here. We're not going to replace it. Pardon me. And there's one here that is also a little bit stuck, but it's still there. And we're going to leave that in place. The instructions don't say anything about replacing them. I don't see a need to. So we're going to hook up the new pipes one at a time here. And the instructions say to hook these pipes up, although it doesn't give you a real good, it gives you a picture on the long pipe that there's a bend in the long pipe right here. The bend goes down. On this pipe here, I'm not sure. I'll look at it when I get there, and I'll share the info with you guys. Okay, this is kind of a no-brainer. You have to reuse the existing bolts. They tell you not to get rid of them in the instructions. The straight pipe, the bend goes down, comes back here, obviously, and then this pipe here, it became kind of obvious to me that the bend in the pipe comes to the inside to bring the two outlets closer together to fit the muffler. We'll give it a shot and see if I'm correct. And by the way, these are just loose, okay? But tight enough to hold them up there. Before I get going on the muffler, I'd like to say one more thing about the hardware. As you can see by the size of my hand here, these clamps, these muffler clamps, are very substantial. Much more than the clamps you get in some kits, which are just the round clamp that's about that diameter. These are very robust. This is a frame mount for the end of the muffler. I don't know exactly where it goes yet. I'm not sure exactly where these clamps go yet, but ouch, that would have hurt. There's a burst. There's a piece of welding rod sticking out there. Anyways, let me get the muffler up there, and we'll continue on with this. Okay, before we get to putting the muffler on, there's a clamp that goes here on the long pipe and into the one muffler support, rubber support, and then there's a clamp that goes on the opposite side over there up to the other support. Now we can attempt to put the muffler in place. Okay, the muffler hardly weighs anything. It's pretty easy to slip up there. You can see that I put my clamps to the center so they don't show, and yes, they do clear each other. And I've slid the muffler on as far as it will go so that I have room to take the pipe out this end and over here and out to the side. You know, get it up there where it belongs. So let's continue on. That's pretty straightforward, guys, and it fits real well so far. So let's continue on with the pipes going out the side. Okay, here's the dimensions of the muffler. It's 2.5 inlet, 2.5 outlet. Pretty simple. There's the muffler number. It's a straight through muffler, by the way. Here's the muffler with the, pipe with the ends covered. I'm going to leave them covered until I get it up there. And I'm going to go ahead and, this is pretty straightforward as well. You can see that it's got a bracket that goes in the existing bracket, and it's got a bracket that mounts on the frame. I'll show a little bit of the bracket mounted on the frame when I get that far, but I think we're just going to try and put it up there first. And I'm running out of battery on the camera, unfortunately, so I'll be back when I have something to show you here. Okay guys, in the instructions they tell you to put that hanger on in that direction first. Here's the exhaust ends coming out the side of the truck, and it goes, excuse me, sorry. In the instructions they tell you to put this exhaust hanger on in that direction, and it goes in the top hole of those two holes in the spring shackle support, or the spring end support, and you just loosely put the bolt and nut in there, which I did. The hanger fits it perfectly. It clears the spring by about 1 inch. And then if I go under here, you can see that the back hanger fits perfectly. The pipes are in the mufflers. I'm not exactly sure how far. I gotta loosen up this clamp so I can see the muffler, the end of the pipe here. Make sure it's in far enough, but I've got both clamps in the right position. So hanger at the end, hanger over there, clamps facing down as I did in the front, muffler coming up. I had to slide the muffler forward, but as you can maybe see hang on a minute, right in there you can still see pipe. So I've got plenty of pipe to attach onto there. If I have enough in the back, I'm ready to start tightening all this up. These are all still loose, but we'll get to that. I'll tighten it all up, and then I'll tell you if I have any issues along the way. The hangers are just still hanging loose, and we'll start to tighten up. Okay, gang. All the bolts are tightened up. All I had to do was slide I think I mentioned it, but I had to slide the muffler back a little bit and make it even so that both sets of pipes were in the muffler the correct distance, and there was no leakage around where this little gap is right here. Tightened all the clamps down once I got it in place. I started with the clamps up there in the front at the joints, and then just worked my way back, left these hangers loose, got these all situated, got the muffler situated, tightened up the front clamps, then tightened up these back clamps, made sure that wherever it is, can't see it, and the hanger was in the right place back there, and these hangers were right up here. And then let me scoot out from here, and here's the ends, and I'll take these covers off. We'll take a look at it from the outside, but first let me show you a couple of modifications I did have to make once I got a ways. Okay, the only modification I had to make was once I tightened these clamps down, it kind of bent these inward, and this one was real close to the frame, so I just had to take a pry bar, put it in there, and pry this back so that it hung in the proper spot. And I had to do the same thing with that one up there. It was a little close to the frame. I could have scooted these back, but I think they're in the right position, so this was the only thing that was a little difficult, is to get to this particular bolt here, but no big deal. It all worked out in the end. Nothing on this was complicated at all. In fact, very simple. I took my time, and everything seems to work. Now we'll take the covers off the tips, and we'll see if we got any leaks. Okay, I don't know how well this video camera picks up sound, but it has a very low rumble at idle, and of course it's still on fast idle, but has a very low rumble. And I'll clean up the tools. We'll get this thing down off of here, and we'll take a ride. I'm not gonna sit here in one spot and rev it up. And right now, as you can see, I'm standing about 20 feet away, and I hope you can hear it. It has a nice mellow sound. In fact, I can still hear the engine running and the fan running and everything up in front over the tone, but it's got a nice deep mellow tone, I think. And I kind of like the way it looks with the running boards, and obviously it fits with the running boards. I checked that out before I purchased it. Anyway, so far so good. Let's see if we can get it down and take a little ride. We'll get real close here. And that's kind of what I'm looking for, just a deep rumble. Back up. Of course, we got a million cars going by, which is about standard for my street. Okay, let's get it down and take it for a ride. Okay, here we are sitting in it with the windows closed. I'm going to rev it up a couple times. Not too bad with the radio off and everything. Roll the window down on the passenger side. And now we'll take it for a little drive. Okay, with the window closed, we're just gonna head out here. And I'm going to go up here and get on the freeway. Okay, that's a rump to 80. And here we are at 75. I never drive with the window open, but let's give that a shot. Okay, we're going to make a turn here and get back on the freeway going the other way. Engine right now is turning about 1600 and we're going about 65 and no load. Bumped it up to a gear, it's running 2500 at 70. Back off it, there's no popping, there's certainly no droning. It's a constant sound, there's no droning. So far so good. that's probably about it. I'm about ready to run out of battery, guys. I hope you get something out of this, and we'll talk to you later. Well, there you have it, everybody. I hope that helps you make a decision on the 717-786 Flowmaster system side exit. Hope you enjoyed it. Come back and see us.